Hi, my name's Hepinwana, and this is a submission video, not a PB, not a world record, just a submission video for speedrun events, marathons, charity events, showcases, to show off Love 3. Category is Love 1 plus 2 plus 3 Classic, 100%. That means we're going to go through 16 plus 1 stages of Love 1, the classic 2014 version of the stages. We're going to go through the 25 stages of Love 2 Kuso, and the 25 stages of the all-new Love 3 that came out in December of 2021. We're going to go for 100%. What's 100% mean? It means every stage except for 2 have collectibles in them that we need to get. 2 stages without it is the last stage of Love 1. That's the 16 plus 1 stages. I'll explain when we get there. Also, the last stage of Love 3 doesn't have a collectible. Every other stage does, and it's going to be fast, frantic, and we've got to get all of them. When playing this game, important thing to know, you can move left, you can move right, you could jump, you could put down a checkpoint anywhere you want. However, if you put it where you would not survive, if something would kill you in that spot, your checkpoint will die and defaults to start the stage for your checkpoint, and you have a button kill yourself to go back to your checkpoint. So we're going to get going. For speedruns, this game we go off of in-game time, which is in the upper left corner. However, we can also use a timer for charity events and showcases and what have you. That is right above me, my live split, which will show my splits also, but just pretend it's regular time. And we're going to dive into this, and I will start talking as if we were having fun at a marathon. Alright, so I'm Hepinwana. This is Love 1 plus 2 plus 3 Classic, 100%. And we will get going in 3, 2, 1, go! So, in this game, you're going to notice a few things. First thing you will notice is me jumping to my death. That is not intended. So, there are 3 colors on every stage. There is black. Black is nothing. It is the background. It is the void. There is white. White is things. My checkpoint is white. My character, whose name is 5'8", he's a little white, 5 pixel wide, 8 pixel tall dude. That collectible was white. Those bouncy platforms are white. Also, spikes and traps are white. And then every stage has a single color. This stage is green. Next stage will not be green, so let's see what it is. It's orange. Kind of orange peach. There's some spikes that would kill me. We definitely don't want those. Avoid these traps. And we will just keep going through stages really fast. I mean, that's part of the fun of this game, is some of the stages are lightning fast. So this here, if you've seen me play Love 2 Kuso in past events, I did Love 2 Kuso, Love plus Kuso 100%, which was playing through the stages of Love 2 and Love 1 with 100% of the secrets, which the secrets have moved where they are. They are not in the same place they used to be. Couple have stayed in the same place, but not many. And then we've got... So we also have on every stage, something I want to point out, is really good music. So these stages are more like the 2014 release of Love 1, which came out on Steam in 2014. It's a great game. When they came Love 2, they were kind of rehashed, kind of upgraded to make them look a little better, look more in line with Love 2 Kuso. You could definitely see the difference in polish when we get to the Love 2 levels versus this. By the way, cake's not a lie. Secrets sometimes are obvious, sometimes are well hidden. And as we see when we get to Love 3, secrets can also be very obscure. You'll see what I mean by that soon enough. So let's see if we can do those really fast. That is tricky to do, get multiple in a cycle. So let's avoid these drops. There are lots of drips of drop in, and we don't want to be stopping for them or for anything. You know what? Sometimes rhyming is a little bit of fun. So here we avoid those drops. We continue moving forward. Here we have kind of Yoku bricks. If you know Mega Man, you know Yoku bricks. They're the bricks that disappear and reappear. They, in Mega Man, make kind of a whoosh noise. We can also jump through them and clip into them like I just did there. And now we will wait for these bouncy platforms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bounce, bounce. 1, 2. Bounce. Oh no! Got a little greedy. So, like I said, we're doing this marathon style. Submission, you're going to 2, 3, 4. You're going to see what it's like when I do this for a charity event. Which means I might die a few times. If I die, it's no harm, because I know enough strats to get back on cycle. An important thing keep in mind is this game has no RNG, so you can get back on track if you know what you're doing. You just gotta take it nice and easy. Getting impatient when you lose, when you die, that is the secret to dying on this game. That is how you fail, is if you get too impatient. That was not good. If you get too impatient, you will end up having some problems along the way. So we will just take it nice and easy. Jump here, get that secret, which was really well secreted, is invisible, and is at a dead end. And now the hardest type of stage in any game if you're a speedrunner. This is an auto-scroller, so we could take a sip from our coffee, stretch a little. If this was a charity event, I would probably say, does the host have any donations to read? If this was a showcase without a host, I would probably, I don't know, take a look at chat and say, hey chat, do you have any comments for me? Do you have anything you want to have me read off? You know, pretty much this is the stage where you can only go as fast as this frontmost platform. It's an auto-scroller, except for you can lose time, you just can't gain time. We will try and go underneath for this, and we're not going to get that. And that's because it's too close of a thing with the bounce, so we will go right here. And then we will bounce over here. And now just wait for this stage to slowly come to an end. And away we go. And now we are in the belly of the beast. Well, we're in the mouth of the beast. We just went into something's jaw. We will put a checkpoint there because we're going to go over here, find a dead end. But we jump in there. White things typically will kill you or bounce you, but sometimes they can actually be keys to open doors. Ooh. Barely screwed up my jump there. Important thing, you cannot jump when you're in the air. And sometimes as you run on these non-level grounds, you will actually be in the air when you think you're not. So we will continue on. We are now trying to get up and out of this beast. I am sure there is probably a factory we'd want to go to coming up real soon. So let's see if the next stage might be a factory for us. It will be. There's a lot of cool variety in the stages. Some of them are factory-like, some of them are kind of primal feeling. Alright, go here, put a checkpoint, run to the right, grab this collectible, kill ourselves back to the checkpoint, and on to, did I mention factory? A factory. This area is kind of tricky, especially if you know the remastered levels. In the remastered levels, the traps are actually a lot easier. But can't complain too much. Just don't put a checkpoint where it'll be killed by something. Do put a checkpoint there. One of the things that makes the traps a lot easier in the remastered is these bullets. I know that's a huge time loss to get that collectible there. These bullets move actually same speed as you in the remaster, so you don't have the risk of running into them as you're running the same direction as them. You could do that if you're pressing right from the second you start this stage, well, from the frame, you can actually run through that. Most stages, it's actually very good to try to keep running the direction that you exited the last stage, and you will actually be able to kind of get on the optimal cycle if you do that. In most stages. There's a few exceptions, but most of them, it's how it works. This stage is nice and cool. I mean that literally because it kind of looks very cold and frozen. We have some ice geysers here. Big jump, fall down, leap of faith like that is really good. We want to be on the back of this platform because we will poke it through like that. And then we will go here, put that checkpoint, and then we want to run to the right, grab that, and go back to our checkpoint, and we'll clip right through. Oh, that was not quite what I wanted, but it's all good. Lost a couple seconds, but at the end of the day, it's all well and good. Grab that. And now this is when I said there are 16. Oh, I should have kept going. This is another stage where if you keep moving with it, you could have got through on the first cycle. But this stage is not part of Love, but you enter Kuso running to the right. So they gave you an extra stage because you exited Love's final stage going to the left. It's kind of a cool little extra stage to make up for that. So you'll notice the Kuso stages feel a little more refined. Like they just feel like they were a little more well designed. It's not an insult to the original Love, but you could tell Fred Wood grew in level design. By the way, that there was Charlie, Fred Wood's cat, sadly not with us anymore, but Charlie guards the collectibles on 5 of the stages in Love 2 Kuso. This set of levels, you'll also notice, kind of just has some cool new tricks to it. These flames are kind of a cool look, cool design. Get that, and away we go. So this stage has a really cool hidden secret and also has another Charlie. We are not going to see Charlie for that long. In fact, Charlie is going to be in and out of our life in just a heartbeat, and it's kind of sad, but there are going to be 3 more times to hang out with Charlie coming up. Also, if we have the opportunity, there's Charlie in the collectible, well hidden. If we have the opportunity, we might see Milo and Bork, which is a cat and dog pair, when we get to the Love 3 stages. Personally, as an animal lover, I love the idea of putting your pets into a game like this. If you make a game that you love, and you love your pets, having them in it as a permanent homage, permanent love letter to them is amazing. So this stage, you'll fall right into the collectible. This stage also is very easy to get on the optimal cycle. It is actually almost hard to not be on the right cycle on it. So we will go here, grab that, fall down real fast. And that was the optimal cycle right there. We will try to get a slight cycle skip right here. And we got it. That fall is very, very precise. Not quite frame perfect, but really close to it. And this is about as smooth as you could do this level. This level we are going to... Oh, nope. Ideally, you want a leap of faith there, and it is kind of tricky to get because if you know Love 2 Kuso, well, Fred Wood changed the coyote jumping just a little on this. If you're saying coyote jumping, I don't know what you're talking about. What coyotes? Coyote jumping is a game mechanic where you could kind of step a pixel or two off of a platform in some games. All right, let's take a second. All right. Okay. Boy, I am showing you what it's like to have some jittery nerves during a marathon. There we go. Checkpoint down. All right. Every once in a while, a stage can get to you. And if a stage gets to you, main thing on this game is don't try and force through it. Because if you do, you're just going to keep hitting your head against a wall. If you take a second, breathe, you'll be fine in the end. An important thing is this game, there are a lot of stages, and no matter how good you do, you're never going to do perfect on every stage. That was me putting a checkpoint down where it would die. Well, we didn't lose too much time, thankfully. Oh boy, I have fallen into a bad pattern there. Alright. That's the thing about this game is in marathons, you will make some mistakes, but at the end, you will come through it as long as you remain calm and cool and collected, which is my whole goal here. I want to do good, but I also don't want to end up just losing out to frustration. Another thing you might notice with me as I go through all of this, I, as a runner, am not going to swear. I don't like swearing while streaming. You might hear me say a harsh curse like, oh boy, oh boy. By the way, really well hidden secret here. And a bunch of white clouds that are actually just platforms. Rare time white doesn't mean death, and there's Charlie. Best kitty is Charlie Kitty. Alright, dodge those bullets. Well, you have now seen in this submission video what happens if you put a checkpoint where you can't put one. You've also seen what happens when you fall off cycle. You've seen a lot of good stuff. You're also seeing great game with great soundtrack. Another great thing about this game that I like to point out is you'll notice the visuals are not going to be problematic for a lot of people who might have visual sensitivity issues. It's not likely to cause a migraine or cause seizures in most people, which is really good because it makes this game a lot more accessible, and it's also kind of hypnotic watching this game. By pressing right from the frame we begin, falling down, we will try to do that. We will grab that collectible, and we will keep on going. That is optimal for 100% on that room. You don't exactly get any better than that. This is another very cycle-based area where you cannot move faster than the cycles permit. And now we are going to have a long look at Charlie. Ready? There's Charlie playing. Look at that. That's a good kitty. And unfortunately now we have to say goodbye to Charlie because we gotta go to helipods. See these guys in these little helipods? We're going to see them 2 times in Love 2 Kuso. This is first time. By the way, I cut in front of him. He'll go ahead of me. We'll see him once more on the 25th level of Love 2, the final level. But we will actually see them a lot in Love 3. I mean a lot. Keep moving, nice jumps right there. Checkpoint so we could do that. And look how smooth that was. Fall down here. A lot of the stages have a theme of just keep moving and you could stay on the right cycle, we will fall down here, keep moving, and we will stay on the right. Whoa, okay, that was slightly off, but it's all good. Oh boy, that's what I like to say. Oh boy. Dodging those is a lot easier if you stay on the right cycle. By the way, you could get through 2 of these at once, as long as you cut it perfect on the frames. We're going to try a frame. We were going to try a cycle skip, but that did not work out. Grab that collectible. So next stage coming up, I usually get quiet, and this is when I'll ask for host to read stuff. That isn't where I do it though. So it's right up here. This, oh boy, I am not doing good there. All right, we're good now. So this is very tricky. I usually get quiet here, but let's not this time. You'll notice on the sides are safety platforms I should be taking because I am cutting this so close, but safety platforms are not for speed runs. By the way, Charlie, real big. That was it for Charlie, I believe. That was farewell to Charlie. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Charlie anymore because we are almost done with the Kuso levels. We just gotta run through this, and then after this comes 2 more stages. The final stage of Kuso is going to be kind of a final exam. We'll grab that collectible. Before the final exam, we are going to see a little death abuse. So we will checkpoint at the top there. Open that up. Follow down here, checkpoint right there. Grab this collectible, death abuse, go back to the checkpoint. Save some time. If we were a little bit different on our frames, we would have gotten through a little of that a little quicker. That's all good. Like I have said, you're not going to get perfect on marathons all that often. Instead, you just want to show how cool the game is. I don't know about you, this game is cool in my book. That also was very, very good. That was the optimal cycle for all of that. So this is the final exam of Love 2. You'll notice here's the guns that shoot at you. So many different things you'll notice from previous stages. Whew, that was close. And then we will fall down here. Long fall, very long fall. But it's all good. 5-8 doesn't take fall damage. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned what the story of this game is. There is a story. This looks very post-apocalyptic, you might think, and that's because it is. This is after the end of the world, or an equivalent to the end of the world, and 5-8 is on a quest to find friends. Sadly, he has not found any yet, you might notice. But don't worry. By getting 100%, we get a second alternate ending to this game. And the alternate ending is the happy ending. So maybe we will see if 5-8 can get friends. And now we are on the Love 3 stages. From here, you're going to notice something a lot different, which is collectibles are a lot more complex going forward. We are not going to have those simple collectibles of just finding them. We need to puzzle solve for them. We will turn on that pixel, and then we will jump this pixel, fall down here, and go this way. If we didn't do that pixel stuff, we couldn't have fallen down there. That opened a doorway, and now we are on to the next stage of Love 3. Each of these stages has like a little puzzle to accomplish in order to find the collectibles. And casually finding each one is really a workout of the brain. Oh boy. So I want to bring this guy. There we go. Having him run over that one little weird symbol on the ground opens this area up, which lets you get the collectible. If you did not open that up, you would not, or if you didn't get that saw blade in position, you wouldn't have opened it up. You never would have found that. I am good at falling at the wrong timing on that one. So, coming up, I hope you like jump rope. We're going to play some jump rope. Well, we as in 5'8" is going to play some jump rope. So notice on the left, nothing over there except a weird pattern. So, let's jump rope some. Let's count to 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, now this opened up because we did that 5 times. Like I said, solving these puzzles is very tricky at times. Other thing that can be tricky is water stages. Yes, we now have in Love 3 water. Luckily, only 2 stages of it, because I do not like water stages. I have never liked them. Never been a fan. Sorry, Mario. Sorry, Sonic's horrible death music when he's drowning. The dun 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 dun. Nope, not a fan of water. Luckily, 5'8" doesn't need to breathe. Unfortunately, he still has to avoid these obstacles. And here we have a floating water brick that we will ride. And, alright, conveyor belts. That's a little more sane and more comfortable. Alright. Now we will go up here. And notice the little black dots on the white area as we jump down into it. That indicated where you could fall through it. Fredwood did a good job of making sure things were pretty clear on where you can go for different things. It just solving how to actually do it was the hard part. Now, kind of like Yoku bricks, but slightly different. These ones will kill you. You might have noticed when I jumped on that little platform, a pixel changed on it. Same with that one. Alright. Fell off cycle a little bit. So we want to keep landing on these little platforms that will slightly change when we land on them, just 1 pixel different. We want a checkpoint on that last one. We do not want any more checkpoints. More checkpoints are going to cost us because once we hit the last platform, we get those jump pads and up we go. That was the secret there. Speaking of jump pads and things, we are now taking on the role of Jumpman. This is Donkey Kong inspired as far as I could tell. At least to me it seems very Donkey Kong inspired. We're running away from the barrels. DK has gotten angry with us. Checkpoint there because we want to hit that and bounce back. Alright, and now we need to go back up. Up is a lot trickier than it was going down. So, we want to be very careful on avoiding these. Alright, and now if you look to right, upper right, something just opened. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could go 3 per cycle of this middle barrel, unless you feel a little less than confident, which during a marathon you might feel a little less than confident. It's all well and good. Falling real hard broke through the floor there. If you didn't fall real hard, you wouldn't have broken the floor. Now we want to fall down here, taking it nice and safe. We'll put a checkpoint here, hit that wall. Checkpoint. We have hit 3 little clickable bricks, which opened a portal. That portal took us over here. And now we can leave this stage and go on to another stage with another fun new mechanic, which is these buttons that cause things to raise or to lower. Well, raise or lower depending on which one you're hitting. So we want to go over here, take it a little easy. Checkpoint right there. You'll notice, once again, the big white dangerous area had some dots on the side, which meant you could go through, grab that collectible, lower that, back to checkpoint. Oh boy. I fell a little off cycle there. Hit that and we could go down here. This is another one that makes me think Donkey Kong. You'll notice we're lighting up those things in the middle of the screen. Put a checkpoint right under it. And hitting that fourth one opens this area, which I should add has just shut off the barrel manufacturing. So these barrels that are coming down, there are going to be no more of them after the ones that have already been created. So that's the last one. This stage here makes me think of pinball, and you'll probably see why. If you played a lot of pinball games, you'll probably recognize the way you bounce around without having too much control over your own momentum or destiny. You just kind of bounce through everything. So we are going to want to put a checkpoint there. That one is very important because we want to go right back there in a second. Right now. So if we want to go back there, why are we going back this way? Because we first had to hit the top one, then we had to hit the bottom one, and then we had to pretty much go near that wall and make it click. At which point, we now can fall through the floor at the very beginning, kept that checkpoint because we didn't want to go all the way back up again. And here we are. By the way, great music on this stage. It's a banger. The puzzles are confusing. There's a switch there, go back to our checkpoint, because there is now a switch here that wasn't there otherwise. And then we're going to have another switch right there. Yoku bricks. Grab that, fall down through here, and we're almost out of this stage. Oops. It helps if you jump. So on this stage, we have all of these white blocks. If you touch them, they will kill you. Also, if the gun shoots you, it'll kill you. A lot of things are not safe on this stage. We want to destroy every single white brick. Normally, if you're playing through casually or any percent, the white bricks, you don't need to get rid of all of them. But we're not playing casually, we're not playing any percent, we're playing 100%, which means we need to get rid. Needed the audio cue right there. We want to get rid of every white brick. On the right hand side back there was a big wall of nothing. However, if we get every white brick destroyed, there will be something more to it. By jumping, we could slow down the gun mechanics. Because we want to make sure we get every one of these. And that beep was just what we needed. Now we want to go through here. If you let a gun sit for too long, it will actually reset its original aim. Too long is 1 minute. Yes, this is definitely one of the longer stages of this game. So we want to make sure we did not let anything sit that long, or those guns could have reset in a hurry. We want to reach the end of certain areas here. Also, the helipods. Remember, I said pay attention to them. They will be back. We reach the end of 4 spots, and we will first have to fly a helipod, which these things control about like Flappy Bird meets a busted shopping cart. Which is not an insult to the game. They are designed to be very hard to fly. Alright, we've hit all 4 of those. Let's see if we could keep this one going. Take the safety checkpoint right there. By hitting 4 of those little spots, we open the ceiling there. However, we need to keep our helipod. There is an achievement for beating this stage with only the first helipod that you pick up, which is really hard to do. So this stage here is the midterm exam. It is the middle, and it is going to have elements of a bunch of different things we've already done. There are 4 puzzles, 1 in each quadrant. Before we go with those, we're going to go down here, leap of faith, to find the collectible on this stage. And now I'm going to get quiet. So forgive me when I get quiet right here. I would ask a host to read off any donations or announcements. This is one of the hardest things you can ever do in a game. And now I'm promised Milo and Bork. There we go, Doggy and Kitty. That you don't need to do for the actual speed run, but I'm going to have a little time left on my estimate, so we might as well see the good Doggy and Kitty, right? You know, offer a little something extra if you're going to be ahead of estimate. So we want to go there. This is another stage where we want to land on a bunch of very precise locations. I don't know if I got that. Okay, I did. And now we will continue through. Sorry, I got quiet for a second because that got very intense. I can talk for the most part during this game for a charity event, for a marathon, for whatever, or I can even do it while getting a world record or something like that. But every once in a while, gotta quiet down just a little bit. I could not get that in a single cycle. The pattern was slightly off. A little more of those Donkey Kong barrels on this stage. I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but this game does not have RNG, so everything to it is actually very much under your control. Some of these jumps are very big, but if you miss it, it is your fault. It is under your control. And we are going to have to go back in time in just a second because we don't want to finish the stage without the secret. So to get the secret, we get to the very end, and then we could rewind time, open a portal here, and back at the beginning of the stage was the collectible. We're going to put a checkpoint right there at the beginning of this stage. Hopefully we don't die before we checkpoint abuse. So any of these dotted white platforms will disappear when you hit these collectibles. If you have a checkpoint down on them when you collect it, it will kill your checkpoint because your checkpoint cannot be in the air. Fun fact about these helipods, you could crash into things with them, and not just will the helipod die with yourself with 5/8 surviving, but you could destroy certain walls with it. We're going to do that a few more times on this stage and on another stage coming up. That is why we destroyed that one earlier, or those 5, I should say. Those 5 walls were destroyed because, yeah. So this here is almost an auto-scroller. You cannot speed up these cages unless you step on a white switch. You cannot step on a white switch when you're in the cage, obviously, because the switches are back here. So you can only go as quick as the cages allow you to. This is a little tricky. So I popped the wall on the right, and then back to the left. You have to hit those switches in order. Checkpoint right here. This guy goes very fast. You cannot stop moving. And then we will go back here, and we have this upper route. And then we want to go down here, secret area. This little hole in the floor only opened because of what we did up above. And then the intended route to get out of here is very fast and frantic. Oh, that was a slight mistake, a self-bop. This is another one with a well-hidden secret. Go there. We will activate a couple bouncy pads. Go there, we'll activate more bouncy pads as well as miss a jump. Don't worry about that, it's all good. This ceiling only opens because of what we hit elsewhere. And now we are almost out of here. Put down a safety checkpoint along the way. This stage has platforms that fall down. Ooh, that was not good. Don't get an itchy nose right when you're trying to go across a tricky jump. So, important thing with these platforms is when they rise back up, they will turn white and glow. You'll notice running across these dotted platforms cause them to half dot or half D dot. You want to do that for a very good reason, because that is going to open the area. But you'll notice the platforms turn white when you jump on them or when they rise up. If you ride one up, it will kill you. Another thing that'll kill you is a full high jump. So you need a lot of very good jump control here. We want that checkpoint back there because we want to go back after hitting the last of those dots. This opens up. It was not open before. Grab that collectible. I love that sound of getting the collectible. Such a rewarding sound. We only need 2 of these to jump down like that. So, fun fact, you move at the same speed these do, so you could just keep holding the same direction as them. Only problem is if you hit the ceiling any, you might lose a little bit of your speed. That's the last one. And then down here, a little more water. I guess I always forget that has water because earlier I said there's only so many water stages. Only 2. Ends up there's 3. Then we want to ride this, bounce up there, and we're good to go. Let's do more helipods. When I first started playing this game, those helipods were a nightmare. They're still not easy. Oh, I did not want to die again. I wanted to put a checkpoint. So normally you would use these bounce pads, but we need a helipod. There is a helipod activated area right here. Grab another helipod. You'll notice these arrows pointing down there. And now we could take the Alright, let's go nice and patient. And then we will just run on out of here. And now we are on the penultimate stage of this whole game, this whole category. We are almost done. I know you're thinking, oh, it feels like we only just began. I know. It does feel that way because this game is so good. You just want it to keep going. We have now shut down all of those blade traps. And now we're on the final stage. This one, just like that previous one, has 4 quadrants, and it's like a final exam. So we got some helipods, we've got some of these squares. We could run across some of those. Grab 1 key, that's 1 test down. Checkpoint right there. Here comes the swim test. Will I get my swimming certificate? I cannot speak. You'll see that machine there. That is going to be our ultimate goal. If we got every collectible, we are going to get the secret ending. Also, right now, I might actually possibly be on world record pace, which, that's kind of cool. Don't get killed by these, and you don't, well, there goes world record pace. Okay. Never get too ahead of yourself or full of yourself. So, we don't want a checkpoint because going down that slow passage is way too slow. We go down here, we hit that switch, and now hole opens in the floor. That means we got every collectible going down that hole. 3, 2, 1, time. Now we find out, did 5-8 make any friends? Did he find someone to spend his post-apocalyptic life with? He found friends. Look at that. That is beautiful. That there is Love 3. Category Love 1 + 2 + 3. Classic 100%. It's a mouthful. It's a great game. This was a lot of fun. I believe that is a new world record also, so this is a submission video and a world record video. What more could you ask for? Ooh, this felt good. So, anyways, this was the game. Hopefully you consider it for a speedrun event, for, you know, a showcase, a charity event. I love doing charity events. If you have also seen Love 1 + 2 + 3 Remastered 100%, it is a great donation bid war to have which one do you do, classic or remaster. They both have about the same estimate, which is chef's kiss. It's beautiful. So, yeah, I hope you consider this game. The music is great. The visuals are hypnotic. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing overly offensive. Visually, there's nothing, for the most part, to cause issues with those who might have visual sensitivities. The music is just great. I already said that, but I've got to say it again. Anyways, this would be also the world record. I just improved my world record by, I think, about a minute or so. So anyways, thank you for watching this. I hope you consider this for a donation, or for a charity event, for a showcase, for whatever you have. And thank you all for watching. Nothing but love, my friends.